Welcome to our deep dive today. We're going to be jumping into all of the research that you've provided on crypto trading in 2025.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, I think it will be. I know you're looking for actionable insights and not just a general overview,
Of course.
so we're going to skip all the fluff and jump right into the good stuff. So to start off, you've given us some research on different types of cryptocurrencies, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty wide world out there, lots to cover. But I think we can break it down into some key categories, make it easier to understand.
Okay, so where should we start?
Well, let's lay the groundwork first.
Oh.
Start with what I like to call the blue chip cryptos, right? The foundation of any solid portfolio.
So like the reliable stocks in a traditional portfolio.
Precisely.
Got it. So Bitcoin and Ethereum.
You got it. Bitcoin, of course, is often seen as digital gold. It's the original cryptocurrency, and while the price can fluctuate, it's generally considered a safe haven asset.
Okay, and Ethereum.
Ethereum, well, its platform is being used for so many exciting new projects, and with its 2.0 upgrades, it's becoming more scalable and efficient. So that could lead to further growth.
That makes sense. Okay, so we've got the blue chips. But what about some of the more adventurous investments? Maybe with higher rewards, but also more risk, right?
Sure, that's when we enter the altcoin world. Think of those as the up-and-comers,
Right.
right? Unique attributes, potential for really explosive growth.
Yeah. And I've seen so many of them out there. Solana, Cardano, Polkadot, Chainlink. It's like, how do we even begin to wrap our heads around all of them?
Yeah, it's a lot, but don't worry, we'll focus on the key takeaways.
Hmm.
You mentioned Solana. Solana is known for its speed, its low transaction fees. It's becoming popular for decentralized applications and all these new DeFi projects.
And I've heard Cardano brought up as a more sustainable option. Yeah.
Yes. Cardano is built with security and sustainability in mind. It's getting a lot of attention, for its potential to bring financial services to people who don't have them.
Interesting. So speed and sustainability are two really important things to consider.
Mhm.
What about Polkadot and Chainlink? What are the unique attributes?
Well, Polkadot is all about interoperability, connecting different blockchains, which creates all these new possibilities.
So like breaking down the walls between different crypto ecosystems.
Exactly. And then there's Chainlink, which acts as a bridge between smart contracts and real-world data, kind of like an oracle, bringing that real-world information to the blockchain.
Okay, I'm starting to see how, just how diverse this landscape is. It's not just, buying a currency. It's investing in a whole different technology.
Absolutely. And we haven't even touched on, the newer categories like metaverse tokens, AI, and data-driven coins, and all the gaming tokens that are out there.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so much happening in this space. It's almost overwhelming.
It can be, but that's where investment strategies come in, and the research you provided emphasizes that. Um, the first key principle is diversification. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Right, spread the risk.
Exactly. You want exposure to different types of cryptocurrencies, just like, a traditional investment portfolio.
Okay, that makes sense. So we got some blue chips, maybe some altcoins, maybe a little allocation to these newer, higher risk categories. What's next? How do we stay on top of, this ever-changing market?
Well, the research you've provided emphasizes the importance of market research. Resources like CoinDesk, CryptoSlate, and following influential traders on Twitter can help you stay informed.
So it sounds like, being a part of the crypto community is actually pretty important,
Yeah.
not just relying on, traditional financial news.
Yeah, the crypto world moves quickly. You need to be plugged in to understand what's happening.
So we're diversifying, we're doing our research, we're staying informed. What about actually, trading? I'm assuming there's more to it than just buying and holding.
Oh, absolutely. There are, more sophisticated strategies, but even for beginners, risk management is absolutely key. Don't overinvest in any single cryptocurrency and, always keep your overall financial goals in mind.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in the hype, especially when you see, people making these huge profits.
Yeah. FOMO, the fear of missing out, is a real thing in the crypto world. But it's important to stay level-headed and not let your emotions drive your decisions.
So we're being strategic, managing our risk, trying not to get caught up in the hype. This is all starting to feel a little more manageable. But I know there's another big piece of the puzzle we need to talk about, and that's the legal side of things.
You're absolutely right. It's crucial to understand the legal and regulatory landscape, especially since it's constantly evolving.
Yeah, I mean, this is where I start to feel a little overwhelmed because, crypto is so global. So how do we navigate all the different laws and regulations?
It's definitely complex, but we can break it down into two broad categories:
Yeah.
crypto-friendly jurisdictions and restrictive jurisdictions.
Okay, so some countries are more welcoming to crypto than others.
Exactly. The United States, for example, is taking a really proactive approach. You have agencies like the SEC, the CFTC, and the IRS. They're all involved. The goal is to protect investors and create a level playing field.
So they're not trying to, stifle innovation. They're trying to create a framework for responsible growth.
Exactly. And they've even clarified the classification of Bitcoin and Ethereum as commodities, which has implications for things like taxation.
Okay, that's helpful to know. What about Europe? Are they as crypto friendly as the US?
The EU is moving towards a more unified approach. They're working on their MiCA regulation, which aims to create consistent crypto laws across all the member states.
Oh, okay. So that sounds like a positive step towards simplifying things.
It is, and they're also focused on regulating stablecoins and exchanges, which is really important for investor protection.
Okay, so the US and EU, they're both, taking steps to regulate the crypto space. Are there any other countries leading the way in terms of crypto friendliness?
Well, Singapore has emerged as a major hub. They're encouraging innovation, but also ensuring that service providers are properly licensed.
And Australia. I've heard, they've got a fairly clear-cut approach.
They do. They recognize crypto as property for tax purposes, which helps remove some of the uncertainty.
Okay, so we've got the US, the EU, Singapore, Australia all taking, steps to embrace crypto. But you mentioned restrictive jurisdictions earlier. What's happening on that side of the spectrum?
Well, China's a prime example. They've implemented a complete ban on crypto trading and mining.
Wow. That's a pretty strong stance.
It is, and they're actively promoting their own state-backed digital currency, the digital yuan.
So they're going in a completely opposite direction. Are there any other countries with similar restrictions?
Well, India's a bit of a mixed bag. They haven't outright banned it, but they have imposed high taxes on gains and transactions, and that's created a lot of uncertainty for investors.
So not a complete ban, but not as welcoming as other countries.
Yeah. And then you have countries like Nepal where crypto transactions are just completely prohibited by the central bank.
It's amazing just the variation across the globe. It really does highlight how important it is to understand, the local laws before you make any investments.
You are absolutely right. Navigating the global legal maze is just as important as understanding the market itself. So now you've got a pretty good grasp of the landscape, the legal stuff. Let's get to the exciting part, investment strategies.
Yeah, let's talk about how to actually make some money in this market.
You bet. You've provided some really interesting research on this, highlighting, a range of approaches from simple to more advanced.
Well, let's start with the basics then. What would you say is a good strategy for someone, just starting out, just dipping their toes in the crypto trading waters?
Well, one of the most effective strategies, even for seasoned traders, is dollar cost averaging. Simple concept, but incredibly powerful.
Yeah, I've heard of that before. Usually in the context of stock investing. Is it the same idea?
It is. It is. Instead of, trying to time the market perfectly, which is, let's face it, nearly impossible, you just invest a fixed amount at regular intervals.
Okay, so like, say I decide to invest, $100 every week in Bitcoin, regardless of the price. Is that what you're talking about?
Exactly. Over time, this helps you average out your purchase price and reduce the impact of, market volatility.
Okay, that makes sense. It takes the emotion out of trading.
Exactly. It's a disciplined approach that can lead to steady gains over the long term.
Okay, so dollar cost averaging, that's good. That's a good starting point. What about some other strategies? I know the research you provided mentioned something called arbitrage.
Yeah, arbitrage is a bit more advanced. It involves exploiting price differences between different exchanges.
So if Bitcoin is trading for, say, $50,000 on one exchange and $50,500 on another, I could buy on the cheaper one and sell on the more expensive one.
Yeah, that's the basic idea, but it requires, really quick execution, careful attention to fees.
Okay, so that sounds a little bit risky.
It does. It does. It comes with its own set of challenges, but there are tools and platforms that can help automate the process.
Interesting. So technology can help level the playing field, even with some of these more sophisticated approaches.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then there's swing trading, which focuses on capturing those short to medium term price swings.
So riding the waves of market volatility.
Exactly. Swing traders use technical analysis to identify patterns and trends, aiming to buy low, sell high, but within a shorter time frame.
Okay, so it sounds like that requires a good understanding of technical indicators and charts.
It does. It does. But luckily, there are lots of resources out there to help you learn those skills.
Okay, so we've got dollar cost averaging for the steady investor, arbitrage for the quick thinking trader, and swing trading for those who can read the market signals. Are there any other strategies we should be aware of?
Well, the research you provided highlights the importance of building a strong portfolio, not just focusing on individual trades, but thinking about your overall asset allocation.
Okay, so just like with traditional investing, we need to consider our risk tolerance, our investment goals.
Precisely. You want to create a portfolio that aligns with your individual circumstances and objectives.
Okay, that makes sense. And I imagine this is where, those different categories of cryptocurrencies we talked about earlier come into play.
Exactly. You might have a larger allocation to blue chip cryptos if you're looking for stability, or maybe allocate more to altcoins if you have a higher risk appetite.
And perhaps a small percentage to those emerging categories like metaverse tokens or AI-driven coins.
It all depends on your individual strategy and how much risk you're comfortable with.
Okay, this is all starting to make a lot of sense, but I have to admit I'm still a little intimidated by the whole process.
Oh, that's understandable. It can seem, overwhelming, but that's why you've done all this research, right? To gain a solid understanding and build your confidence.
Yeah. And having this conversation with you is definitely helping to demystify things.
I'm glad to hear that. And just remember, the key is to start small, learn as you go, and never invest more than you can afford to lose.
Yeah, that's sound advice for any type of investing. So we've covered different trading strategies, the importance of building a strong portfolio. Um, what about the practical tools and resources? What do we need to actually to execute these strategies?
Well, the first thing you'll need is a reliable cryptocurrency exchange. You've provided some good examples like Coinbase, Binance, and Kraken.
Okay, so these are kind of like the brokerage accounts of the crypto world.
Exactly. They provide a platform to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrencies.
And I imagine they all have their own fees, features, those kinds of things.
They do. It's important to compare them. Choose one that aligns with your needs, your trading style.
Okay, so we've got our exchange set up. What about tools for analyzing the market? Making informed trading decisions.
Well, there are some fantastic charting platforms out there. TradingView is a popular choice, and many exchanges also have their own built-in charting tools.
So these platforms provide like real-time data and those technical indicators we were talking about earlier
Mhm.
to help us, spot trends, those sorts of things.
Precisely. And some even offer, social sentiment analysis, which can give you, insight into what other traders are thinking.
Oh, wow. So it sounds like we have a lot of information at our fingertips, but how do we make sense of it all?
That's where ongoing learning comes in. There are, countless resources out there, from educational articles to YouTube tutorials to online courses.
So it's really important to just stay curious, never stop learning.
Absolutely. The crypto world is constantly evolving. New technologies, new trends, new opportunities. They're popping up all the time.
So like a never-ending adventure.
In many ways it is. And speaking of adventure, let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the psychology of investing.
Okay, yeah, I know emotions can play a big role, in trading, but I'm not quite sure how to manage them.
It's a crucial aspect of trading success, especially in a, volatile market like crypto.
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely experienced that firsthand. The fear of missing out can be overwhelming.
Yeah, FOMO is definitely real, and it can lead to impulsive decisions that you might regret later on.
So how do we avoid those emotional pitfalls?
Well, self-awareness is key. Recognize your own emotional triggers and then develop strategies to manage them.
So if I know that I tend to get caught up in the hype, maybe I just need to step away from the charts for a bit, when the market's going crazy.
That's a great strategy, and it's also helpful to have a clear trading plan and stick to it. Don't let your emotions dictate your
Right.
decisions.
It's all about discipline and not letting, fear or greed, cloud our judgment.
Exactly. And remember, it's okay to take breaks, step away from the market, clear your head. Trading can be, mentally taxing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good reminder. Sometimes we need to just, you know, unplug, recharge to make better decisions.
Precisely. And on that note, let's move on to another critical aspect of crypto trading, and that's security.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely top of mind, especially with all the stories about hacks and scams.
Yeah, it's crucial to take security seriously in this, digital world.
So what are the essential, steps that we need to take to protect our crypto assets?
Well, the first line of defense is strong, unique passwords for all your accounts and
Hmm.
and enable two-factor authentication whenever possible.
Okay, two-factor authentication. That's like adding an extra layer of security. Right.
Exactly, exactly. It makes it much harder for hackers to access your accounts and be wary of phishing scams.
Yeah.
Never click on suspicious links, never give out your private keys.
So it's all about just, being vigilant, protecting our sensitive information.
Absolutely. And when it comes to storing your crypto, consider using a hardware wallet.
Yeah, I've heard those are the most secure option. But what exactly is a hardware wallet?
It's a physical device that stores your private keys offline. So it's away from potential hackers.
Okay, so it's like a digital safe deposit box for my crypto.
Exactly. If you're using a software wallet, make sure it's from a reputable provider and keep your device's software up to date.
So it's a combination of strong passwords, two-factor authentication,
Hmm.
being aware of scams and choosing secure storage options.
You got it. Security is an ongoing process. It's not just a one-time setup.
Yeah, that's a good point. We need to stay informed and adapt our security measures as new threats emerge.
Exactly. And speaking of staying ahead of the curve, let's talk about, how to stay informed and keep learning in this ever-evolving world of crypto.
Okay, yeah, that's something I'm really interested in. How can we stay on top of all the latest trends and developments?
Well, one of the best ways is to just immerse yourself in the community, attend conferences, join online forums, follow thought leaders on social media.
So tapping into the collective intelligence of the crypto world.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment with new technologies and platforms. Try out different wallets, explore decentralized applications, even dabble in a bit of coding.
So it's a combination of connecting with others,
Yeah.
experimenting, and just constantly learning.
Precisely. And as you do all of that, you might even, stumble upon the next big thing in crypto.
Now that's a thought to get excited about. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, from basic trading strategies to more advanced techniques, from the psychology of investing to the importance of security.
It's been a really comprehensive deep dive, but remember, this is just the beginning of your crypto journey.
I'm feeling much more equipped, and confident to navigate this exciting world.
I'm glad to hear that. And as we move on to our final part, let's shift our focus to the future of crypto. All the possibilities and the potential that lie ahead.
Yeah, I can't wait to explore that. The future of crypto is something that truly captures my imagination. We've talked about so much, all sorts of different cryptocurrencies, trading strategies, the legal stuff, and it's been a lot. But as we wrap up this deep dive, I kind of want to, step back and look at the bigger picture for a minute.
Yeah, that's a good point. We've really focused on the practical side of crypto trading, but there's a deeper, more profound aspect to it. I think it's worth exploring.
Okay, yeah, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Well, I really believe that crypto is a fundamental shift in our relationship with money and power, right?
Yeah.
For centuries, traditional financial systems have been centralized, controlled by, governments, banks, institutions.
And crypto is challenging that status quo.
Exactly. It's about decentralization, giving individuals more control over, over their own finances.
That's a powerful concept. It's not just about, making money. It's about shifting the balance of power.
Precisely. And that's why I believe that crypto it's more than just an investment. It's a movement, a social and technological revolution. It has the potential to really reshape our world.
Yeah, I'm starting to see, that bigger picture now. It's not just about buying and selling, these digital assets. It's about creating a more equitable, more inclusive financial system.
And that's what makes this space so exciting, right? It's not just about profits, it's about building a better future.
It's inspiring to think that we can be a part of something so transformative.
It is. And as we look ahead, I believe we're just scratching the surface of what's possible with crypto.
So what are some of the most exciting developments on the horizon? What does the future hold for crypto trading in 2025 and beyond?
Well, one area I'm really excited about is the continued growth of DeFi, decentralized finance.
Yeah, DeFi. I've heard that term, thrown around, but I'm
Yeah.
still not entirely sure what it means.
In essence, DeFi aims to recreate traditional financial services like lending, borrowing, trading, but on a decentralized blockchain platform.
So instead of, relying on banks and other intermediaries, we can interact directly with each other.
Exactly. It's about cutting out the middleman and giving individuals more control over their financial lives.
That sounds revolutionary. What other trends are shaping the future of crypto?
Another area to watch is the metaverse. These, immersive virtual worlds, they're becoming incredibly popular, and crypto is playing a key role in their development.
Yeah, I've heard about, people buying virtual real estate, attending virtual concerts, all this stuff. It sounds like something out of science fiction.
It does, but it's becoming more real every day. And as we spend more time in these virtual worlds, crypto will be, essential for transactions creating new economies.
So crypto is not just about, the financial world. It's becoming integrated into all aspects of our digital lives.
Exactly. And that brings us to another key trend, the emergence of Web3.
Web3, what exactly is that?
Well, it's basically the next iteration of the internet, a more decentralized, more user-centric version. Users have, more control over their data, their online experiences.
And crypto plays a role in this.
Oh, absolutely. Crypto is essential for creating the infrastructure, the incentives for a truly decentralized web.
It's incredible to think about, all the possibilities. It feels like we're on the cusp of a major technological shift.
We are, and as with any, new technology, there are challenges and risks to consider.
Yeah, what are some of the potential downsides?
Well, one concern is the potential for increased regulation,
Mm.
right? As crypto becomes more mainstream, governments are going to want to, figure out how to regulate it.
Right. Yeah, I can see how that could be a challenge, balancing innovation with consumer protection.
Exactly. And there are also, concerns about security, about scams. Like we talked about earlier, it's crucial to take steps to protect yourself.
Those are definitely valid concerns. But overall, I'm incredibly optimistic about the future of crypto.
Me too. I think this technology has the potential to really transform our world for the better.
And it's exciting to be a part of this journey.
It is. And as we conclude this deep dive, I encourage you to keep learning, keep exploring, and engage with the community.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your insights, your expertise. I've learned so much from this conversation.
The pleasure was all mine.
And to our listener, thank you for joining us on this exploration of crypto trading in 2025.
Remember, the future of finance is in your hands.
So go out there, do your research, invest wisely, and be a part of the revolution.
And never stop learning.
Until next time, happy trading.